This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I am your host, Gianna, and today we get the pleasure and honor of getting to know Courtney. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, excited for you to be here. And Courtney, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? What market are you in now? How did you end up in real estate?
I am in Sarnia, Ontario. So I am in Canada over here. I started real estate 13 years ago. Originally, I was asked to kind of help with a couple of guys, and I was in between my undergrad and law school, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I was supposed to do it for a summertime kind of thing, and here I am 13 years later. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, big congrats on that and your journey here. And Courtney, how did you find out about EXP? How were you introduced to that?
I've been introduced, I've had people try to recruit me to EXP for years and years. And of course, the idea of the cloud base was not my forte originally. And then I think COVID really pushed people towards that. So I came over to EXP just actually 1 year ago this week. So, and I started the team over here, which has really helped benefit me in other ways as well. So.
Okay, awesome. And Courtney, now that you're over here, what have you fallen in love with about EXP, right? Like, how's that experience gone? Have you learned anything about EXP that you didn't know maybe when you were making the switch over here?
So it's been interesting. Originally, I assumed EXP didn't have training. We didn't have in-office situations, things like that. But there's tons of training, and it's phenomenal training, way more than I ever expected.
Yes.
The commission split was a huge thing for us. Of course, that was something, when I was at my last company for 10 years, I never even thought to look at those numbers. So that was a big difference for me as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's EXP, the model is it's pretty much bulletproof. I mean, there's so many benefits to it, and, giving your agents skin in the game and stock options. It's been really cool to see their retention just blow up. And Courtney, as busy as you are and the high production and everything else, how do you take care of yourself? How do you chase this so-called work-life balance that everyone talks about? How do you recharge?
So definitely creating the team was my first goal last year. I was 9 months pregnant when we came over to EXP.
Uh-huh.
So starting the team allowed me to really delegate and pass off a lot of business and have them help me with all the business. And it's great. It's very beneficial for everyone because some of my team are very new, where I'm very much return and referral at this point. So anything new allows them to grow, but it also allows me to grow at the same time. So, and it also gives me my family time too.
Yeah, I love that. And setting those boundaries and making sure you have time blocked off, all those good things. It feels like as a real estate agent, you got to be on the clock 24/7. And so I get, making sure you have time for family and friends and the things that fuel you. And Courtney, let's talk a little bit about the Icon Award. That's why you're here. Your production, everything else. So this is a 3-part question. And the first would be trying to gauge the average market price that you work with over there in Ontario. So how many houses do you have to sell to hit your cap out there?
So our average price is about $583 currently. It's starting to reduce a little bit now. So I believe what I had to do to cap, that's a good question. I probably should have looked that up. I think I had to do about just over 20 deals to cap. And then to hit Icon, I believe that was like another 20 more. So it was calculated back in the day when I was trying to do it last year, but now I haven't really looked at those numbers lately. So
Okay, so what's like the average house price in your area? Like just off the top of your head, a good guesstimate.
yep, 583 is our average house price right now. Again, that's kind of transitioning with our market transitioning, but that's okay. We are in a small town, so that's actually a very high price compared to what we used to be. So
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, awesome. And Courtney, when it comes to being an icon agent, it's more than just production. It's a lot of a cultural commitment as well. And so, as though it's kind of changing, they announced at shareholders they're going to introduce a new system of points. I don't fully understand it just yet. So, for the sake of simplicity, what do you usually do for your cultural commitment? Are you a mentor, a teacher in EXP world? What avenue do you usually take?
I am all of the above. So I teach one of the boot camps in their boot camp training sessions. I also do have coaching sessions weekly. So I'm coaching 3 different people weekly. And then even in my own team, I'm coaching and training them regularly as well. So
Okay, awesome. It's such a huge component of EXP's culture and teamwork and collaboration around here. It's been really cool to see them, not only reward their agents for doing high production, but also, entice them to give back to their culture and community at EXP. It's really, the culture is just what makes EXP stand out amongst many other brokerages.
right.
And Courtney, what has been your favorite part of being an icon agent, right? You get that cap back in stock. Typically, people would get the opportunity to go to EXPCon and shareholders, and you get that big glass shiny trophy, which I see you have a lot of those behind you. So what's your favorite part of being an icon agent? What makes you say, man, I have got to do this again next year?
So it's kind of funny because I've always been, award driven, as you can see. Like, this is just one of my multiple offices of awards. So it's always been something that I set my mind to. These are the numbers. This is the production. These are how many deals I have to do a week. I really break it down. And the difference between any other company I've been with in EXP is I get money with my awards now. So I get my stock incentives. I get actual financials to the actual award as opposed to just a piece of hardware. So it's really changed that way, which is super cool and not something that was part of my goal, but it just made it that much better. So
Absolutely. I love that. And there's so many benefits to iconing, and especially, just that reputation that you get. Hey, I've got somebody looking to move into your market, throwing them to icon agents, they're going to get taken care of. That reputation and award is worth a lot of words and also a lot of money when it comes to stock.
right.
And Courtney, let's throw you in a scenario here when it comes to rookies or new people coming over to EXP, right? So as a rookie or somebody new to EXP, is it possible to icon in their first year? What goals should they be working towards? What are some things to avoid or mistakes that are commonly made to try to look out for? What's some advice for them?
So even with my own team, we always set goals the first of the year or whatever their production year is to see where they want to be. And if Icon is part of that, we really break it down. How many deals do we need to do in the year, in 6 months, in a week? And I find that when you break it down right down to a weekly basis, it makes it less overwhelming. So whatever your goal is, you can set that and adjust accordingly.
Absolutely. And really lean into your mentors and the people around you during this time, because they're the ones that want you to succeed. Rising tide raises all ships with EXP. And so being able to lean into them, having them hold you accountable for your goals and, sale ideas for sales and social media and any other way to get you some new leads or get that pipeline going for you, take that advice, work towards it every day. It's not a goal that can be achieved overnight, and some can do it in a month, but that takes a lot of pipeline building for them on their end, years and years. And Courtney, were you ever skeptical of coming over to EXP? Too good to be true, waiting for the other shoe to drop, the greener grass?
I was skeptical for many years until I actually made the jump, actually. And again, I think COVID really changed my mindset on the idea of a cloud-based brokerage because, I do need my office space. I do need somewhere to go. But when you realize the calculations and the numbers, it still made sense, even purchasing my own office, right? We do have a building for myself and my team to actually meet at anyways. So
Right. And the potential, I mean, there's so much potential for just passive income there, like renting out desks or, charging for this and that. And, building a system and a model that just makes sense for not only you, but also your team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, a really important question when it comes to EXP, because a lot of people are skeptical of it. You yourself even said you were skeptical of it. And the number one thing I hear on this podcast is I wish I would have made the switch to EXP sooner. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that being said, somebody watching right now who may be skeptical, or they hear things like EXP is a pyramid scheme, it's a cult,
yes,
whatever else is floating around in the industry, what would you have to say to that person, or even to go back in time and have that talk with yourself to make that move? What are some good points to finally, breaking it off with your current broker or the brokerage you've built to come over to EXP?
Yeah, it's been an interesting one because, like I said, for so many years, I was at another company that I lived, breathed, and totally believed in. And the numbers made sense at the end of the day. And I'm not a numbers person. That's not even my personality. So when someone broke it down to me, again, I think, being recruited so many different times to EXP, it never made sense to me until this person made those points. And, once those were laid out to me, it was a no-brainer at the end of the day. And then, of course, when it offered the training that I didn't know, and it offered all these extra benefits that I had at my last company, but yet it offered that much more too. So it took a little bit to kind of process it all. And once you do, there's no going back at the end of the day. It doesn't make sense elsewhere.
It does, and it does make sense here, and it's got a great collaboration, stock options, rev share. Yeah. I mean, there's so many opportunities for passive income with this brokerage that you're not offered at many other brokerages, let alone, the typical 9-to-5 corporate job.
Right.
And Courtney, we are coming up just over 12 minutes here on your podcast. I think it's been an awesome episode. Is there anything that maybe you want to leave the listeners with, some advice or, mentorship, looking for coaches, whatever else it is?
Yeah, I'm always available. I tell everyone that, even at other companies, if you're looking for someone who can help, or if you just have questions of where I got to from where I was, it's just something that I'm always willing to help people. Learning about EXP has been an experience. So learning the differences between the different companies. I have been at 2 other companies, and again, 13 years in this industry. So sometimes it's nice just to get that feedback from someone, for sure.
Absolutely. I love that. Reach out to Courtney. Questions about anything and everything, EXP, real estate wise. Here at EXP, we don't like to keep secrets to our chest because a rising tide raises all boats. Yeah. And I think that you will really find benefit from talking to somebody at EXP. I mean, do your due diligence. It's not right for everybody to make the move. But if you're curious about it, it's best to go directly to the source and make sure you're not, just listening to all the rumors floating around in the industry.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, Courtney, I really hope you can make it to EXP Con in Vegas. And if not, feel free to reach out to me anytime you want to do a spinoff or anything. It's a free resource to you, so might as well utilize it. And, I love to talk. So
awesome. Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Courtney, thank you for your time. Awesome episode. And we'll be in touch soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye now.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.